What's up, ninjas? It's Thunder Pumper Tuesday. I thought I heard some thunder, but it's a nice day out here, so why would there be thunder? It's still a Thunder Pumper Tuesday. What's up, guys? What's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you're having a good day. It's actually real nice here. Warmed up, and I'm getting ready to probably get out of this hoodie because it's really nice and warm. Decided to stay home today. Just got sassy doing some things around the house. We're going to start putting some of the weed blocker down around my beds because when I have time, we're going to do rocks this time instead of mulch because I'm tired of constantly doing mulch every year or two. So that's what I'll have him doing, and I'm just waiting on the carport guys. They said around noon, and around noon could be at any point in time that, because it's already 1 o'clock, so we'll see. I never planned on making this type of a video today, and I normally don't make these types of videos. Sometimes I'll bring it up in my conversations and I'll just talk about it or mention it here and there. But as I was cleaning out the shop today, my shed, I kind of brought all the equipment out. Some people would take advantage of this and call it a lawn care setup video for this year. So you could kind of take it like this if you want to. It's a lawn care setup video. I originally planned on today's video just turning it into the carport. So if I don't get a chance to put on today's video the carport, that's if they even freaking show up. If they don't, I'm getting my money back this time. But if they do, I'll try to record it and then maybe just post it in tomorrow's video or something, because I think by what I'm getting ready to show you and talk about, it's going to be too much all in one video. And I normally, guys, don't get really... I'm always a pump person with you guys, as you know. I'm always hype, big energy, and I still have that today, don't get me wrong here, but I also have a little bit of emotion with me today. I just think this is really important to share for a lot of you young ninjas who are starting or thinking about starting a business of your own. And it's proof, man. It's proof that you can do anything you want in this life. Hey. You just got to put the work in, and you have to dedicate and commit yourself to it. No matter what it is, ninjas, you don't have to do lawn care. A lot of you watch this channel and watch me, and you're not necessarily in the business, but maybe you just enjoy it. But a lot of you are thinking about starting your own lawn care business, and a lot of you are maybe just now starting, and you're worried, and you're scared, and you're concerned. You're worried, scared, and concerned about a lot of things, such as, are you up for it? Do you have the right equipment? Can you afford the right equipment? Can you, provide the good service that you are truly in your heart wanting to do to the customers and people that you may come across in your journey and in your life and in your business, right? And I want you to know that I am living proof here that you can. I didn't come from money. I really did not. And everything I have in my life today, I've earned. I've worked my butt off. I never, ever was given anything but an opportunity. Nothing was handed down, passed down. Everything I ever have is what I've earned. And I know a lot of guys see my videos and they see the trucks and the trailers and maybe the equipment and some of the yards. And I understand, man. If I ran up on a channel out of the blue and I saw all that, I would just assume and look at that individual as how they are now and where they are, and I wouldn't even think to ask, well, how did that person get there? And I think it's human nature. We don't do that. I think we base the people we watch or meet and whatever just as to where they are now. And we don't think, sit back to think and go, well, where were they? How did they get started? How did he end up where he's at? What did this individual have to go through? I got really emotional when I just stood back and just looked at what I parked in the front of my shed, which we're getting ready to go see. And we'll talk a little bit about it, some other things too when I get there. But it's just, ninjas, you can do this. You got to have a passion. You got to have love. But the hard work is the only way through success. You know, you maybe wonder sometimes and you question yourself, Nick, why are you maybe sometimes talking a certain way, or why are you maybe looking at a certain way? Everybody is doing it differently, and that is true. That's how I've been raised. Like I said, I don't come from money. I don't know different. And I am so glad that I don't come from money. I'm so glad that I went through the struggles that I did in my life, because it's made me a better person today, and it's made me appreciate the things that I have. But it's also given me an experience, and that's a lifelong experience that I can pass on to you guys. But also my son. All you have to have is the will, and are willing to work hard no matter what you do in life. It doesn't have to be, like I said, lawn care. It could be anything else. A lot of us wouldn't even recommend necessarily lawn care for a lot of people. You know, just because we've talked about this, you know, lawn care is kind of looked down upon. People look down upon lawn care guys. You know, there's just, he's just cutting a little grass, like I've said it before. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do. And it doesn't matter how people look at you. What matters is that you're happy. And what matters is that you love what you're doing. Having a love and passion for something is priceless. And nobody can take that away from you. Anyway, I'm glad I got my glasses on. I'm sorry for getting too emotional on you a little bit, because this really hits hard with me. It hits home. And I know I mention it throughout my videos here and there, but it's, you know, sometimes I think once every year or two, it kind of really hits me when I just look back of what I started with and where I am now. And I felt like today's video is really important, because so many of you are what I'm getting ready to show you where you're starting. But I want you to know, even if you are there, what I'm getting ready to show you, what's in the front, that you can be where I am or better. You know, I never claimed to be the best. I never claimed to be the biggest. I never claimed, and I never will. And I don't think I'll ever be the biggest that's out there. But I am proud of where I am. And I'm proud of how far I've come. It's quite a story, quite a journey, so much hard work. I've worked night shift for years at a job and worked my way up at the job. I started out with $10 an hour and worked my way up to, I don't know what it was, 15, 16, 17 bucks. And I was there about 8 years. And I was afraid to do anything else at the time. And my own father would tell me, he would say, "Don't you quit this job, Nick. Don't you quit this job." And I said, "Why?" He goes, "You have seniority. You are making good money. And if this job fails, then you go down with a group of people instead of alone." I don't think he was trying to maybe necessarily discourage me not to do better. I just think it was what he knew. And so many of us are afraid to take that step. And so he was just, in his eyes, was trying to give me the right directions and the right advice, because that's all he knew. And that's all he's done. My father is a very hard worker. He's worked his butt off. You know, just to give you a small example how hard my father has worked. This man bought a 30-year mortgage home, and him and mom worked so hard that they paid it off, the house, in 5 years. That's just a small example. There's many other things that he's done that they've just always been hard workers. So like I said, my family does not come from money. And I think he was just passing that along to me. That's all he knew. That's how he was raised. And he saw that I had established a good seniority, worked my way up, and he didn't want me to lose that. So the day that I announced to him that I'm getting ready to leave, When I started the business, he always looked at it as a side thing. And he said, there's nothing wrong with that. Make some money on the side. But then it got busier and it got bigger every year. And then finally, the year that I told him I'm getting ready to leave, I really want to do this for my life. I really love this and I see myself doing this. I don't want to be where I'm at the rest of my life. He called me crazy. He said, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. And, you know, that's about it. We didn't speak of it any further. But I didn't want to listen. I wanted to follow what I love. And where I saw myself, the potential was there. I just knew I had to put in the work. And so I did. And I walked away and I never looked back. And look now, you know, where I've come and from where I was to where I am. So yeah, it's been quite the journey, ninjas. All right. Now let's go out here, show you what I'm talking about. Basically, it's going to be where I started and then where I am now. So here it is. This is basically what I was talking about. Some of you may have watched some of the videos in the past about this push mower, but a lot of you might be new to the channel, so I guess I'll go over it again for you guys. It's not a big deal. I don't mind talking about it. I actually enjoy it because it reminds me of where I come from. So this push mower right here is really what made Saving Green. This was my very first initial purchase and investment. I did not have the money for it, okay? So I put this thing on a credit card, and I remember that feeling, that exact feeling that I got when I purchased this. And the feeling was scared, nervous. Man, I hope this works. Now, I think this thing at the time was maybe $500-600 bucks. And I didn't have that money. So that's why I put it on a credit card. Now, it's treated me for years, and believe it or not, if I put gas in it, it still works. But I pushed this thing to the limit. But I was so excited when I bought it that I thought I was gonna mow my whole city with a push mower. I was so excited. And so when things started to fall apart, like the plastic would break and stuff, and there's nothing I could do with that. But you know, when things started to fall apart, like when I busted the frame here or the handle, I didn't have enough money to go buy another one or even replace the handle. So I ended up just, as you can see, even right here, doing what I had to do to keep it going. You can see there's no tread in the back tires at all. This thing has gotten a crazy amount of beating for years. Used to work night shift, like I said, and every night I'd get off after a 12-hour shift and I would rush home to throw this thing in the bed of my truck. And a curved shaft weed eater and like a little hand blower from a flea market. I think it was like 50 bucks that we had around the house, which was really my father's, and so he just let me use. I think even the weed eater was my father's, so the only thing that I had, and the truck too, so this was the only initial investment. The reason I'm sharing this is because a lot of you, maybe if you're watching, right here, but you're trying to get to that. And the whole point of this video is I want you to know that it can be done. It can be done. This is all you need. And a weed eater and a small handheld blower. Some of you might even have just a broom. It doesn't matter. But in order to get to that, you've got to go through this. You got to work up to it. As we talked about it a minute ago, it's not easy. And it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard because it teaches you. it teaches you some valuable lessons in life. Okay? Stay tuned, ninjas. Peace and love. Bye.